Happy Friday! Welcome to the Dr. Jaime Show. What a great day. It's Friday. Aren't you so excited? I love this part of the week. The Dr. Jaime Show is the 1 hour per week that you get for yourself. We give you tips and tricks on how to be successful and gain motivation, that you can not only step your weekend out into a great foot, but the start of next week as well, with a vision or a direction and where you're going to go. For those of you that had a rough week, and I'm no exception, I had a rough week, I had a long week too. Good, but still long, right? Let it go. Let it go, let all of it go, and enjoy from right now through your weekend. And this, today, we have Sarah Krieger, a nutritionist, on the show. I am so excited that she is here with us today. She is going to give us tips and tricks on all things nutrition, on-the-go foods. Pregnant moms, we got tips for you. Men, we have tips for you. And energy drinkers. Yes, I'm included in that group. She is hopefully going to tell us that we can slug 6 a day. Probably not, but I am hoping that she tells us that maybe we can go ahead and have a little bit here and there. So we're going to debunk that myth about energy drinks around 10:08 Eastern Standard Time. So she's got a lot of great information for us. All right, so a little bit of admin. Next week, next Friday, that is February 10th, we have CJ Burnett and Tom Sika on. Who are they? They're financial advisors, and we're going to talk about all things money. We are going to talk about how to save if you're living paycheck to paycheck. What should you invest in? What should you keep your money away from? I've heard a myth that you shouldn't invest in your kids' college fund, and you should take that money and put it towards something else that gains interest. And is that true? I don't know. So we're going to find out all of these types of questions from them, and that's next Friday. And then on the 17th, we have Dwayne Spires coming on, Success Guru. You have to look him up because he's doing awesome things right now, and he's writing, I want to say, for it was a magazine or an article right now. Dwayne, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and chime in, and we'll plug you right here. But he's doing some awesome things, how to make 6 figures, working in a summer camp, doing stuff in a summer camp, owning one of these. It's amazing what he is going to educate us on when it comes to success. Then on the 24th, we are going to I will not be in this chair, but we are going to have the Superwoman Workshop. So for those of you that want to join, go ahead. You can email me, dr@drjaimek.com. You can go on my Facebook. You can see all the information and how to get to the Superwoman Workshop. In Tampa Bay, we only have 25 seats available, but never fear, we're doing a virtual session this year too. So you can go ahead and join us virtually. It is a 3-hour workshop. Yeah, that's right, 3 hours, but you're gonna have fun. We're doing 2 hours of talk and interaction. It's super, super fun. And then the last hour of it, we're doing scrapbooking. We take a scrapbook and we make each page a different sector of our life, and we turn it into a vision book. And those of you that are virtual, if you can bring your own scrapbook to the session, you can stay live with us for that last hour and scrapbook with us. So it'll be a great time. I hope that I get to meet all of you, because those of you virtual, we can actually interact. You see me and I see you, and you see everyone virtually. So it'll be a fun time. Great way to connect and meet people. So you can go to my Facebook, Dr. Jaime Superwoman Workshops and Coaching, to find out all the information about that. I hope to see you at the annual workshop on the 24th. Okay, on the 3rd, you're not going to see me on the 3rd. So before VidChat even launched on Facebook Live, before we even started the Dr. Jaime Show, I had made a commitment to do a speaking engagement. So on the 3rd, I will be doing a speaking engagement. I told Sarah if she tells us we can eat donuts and drink energy drinks, that she can host the show alone for me that day. So we'll see what she says on the show. So the 3rd, no Dr. Jaime Show. But never fear, we're coming back on the 10th, and we are going to have Nancy Wall on the show. Who is she? She is a matchmaker. This is so awesome what she does. So she has a database of tens of thousands of people, singles, in the Tampa Bay area. But hold on, for those of you not in Tampa, it gets better. In the Tampa Bay area, and you come to her, and she sits down, and she talks with you about what you're looking in for a man or what you're looking for in a woman, and then she goes back to her database, and she does like some chemical equation or whatever it is. And then she finds a perfect match for that person, someone that was looking for the traits that this person has and the traits that this person has. And then she connects them, and then they get married and they fall in love. And so it's a great story, and I love what she does. Now, she is, yes, a certified matchmaker. Like, she had to go to school to do that. I didn't even know it exists, but it does. She had to go to New York and train. So she also has a database of other matchmakers in other states. So if you're listening in from California right now, or New York right now, or Chicago, or Illinois right now, she knows a matchmaker in those states, and she can connect you with a matchmaker that has a database full of people in your location. Isn't that amazing? We're gonna have her right here on the Dr. Jaime Show. And then on the 17th, I'm venturing out. I'm getting a little daring. We're having Janet Reynolds here, and she is a medium. So she's an ordained minister and a medium. For those of you that don't know, she can talk to people and tell us that maybe are no longer with us, and then she can tell us what they are saying to us. So maybe we'll get some call-ins of people that want to know. Maybe if your mom passed away, or your dad passed away, or a friend passed away, and you want to know what they're saying to you. So my papa passed away years ago, and he was really special in my heart, and so maybe we can find out what he's saying to me live here on the Dr. Jaime Show. So that'll be on the 17th. All right, very good. So last few things, Alliance program. It is up and running as of February 1st. So for those of you that want trusted contacts, go to drjaimek.com, click on the Alliance program, and you're going to see a list of people that I trust and I recommend for certain areas. Sarah definitely at some point is going to be up there because I trust her. If you're looking for a nutritionist, she is someone that you're going to want to turn to, ask questions to, get coaching from, and there's a ton of other services on that Alliance program. If you want to see if your business qualifies, and not all businesses do, you will need to go through an interview. Go ahead and email me, and we'll get you started in that process. Let's see, and that's it. That's all I have for you today. So, the moment you've been waiting for, Sarah Krieger, and I want to say the whole title, Registered Dietitian Nutritionist. Am I getting that right? Bam! All right, come on out. Give me a hug. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Pronouncing everything correct.
Yes, I have the whole list. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day in Tampa,
It
right?
is a beautiful day in Tampa. It is Friday, and we are so happy to be here. So one of the things that we do before any show is we have the host slug a 5 hour. So can you, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I should start.
She
a little bit of your energy.
Okay, so before we start the show, I want you to tell us something unique or different that nobody really knows about you.
Nobody, not even my husband or kids.
Oh, okay. Maybe the husband, so that you don't get in trouble if he's watching. But
how about professional world?
Okay.
Like, most people don't realize I was like a metalhead in high school.
Okay.
I had like punk rock hair. But people that I went to high school with, like, they see me now, they're like, wow, you're like prim and proper. So, yeah.
Oh, that is so great.
I know.
Yeah.
Like 2 different worlds. I grew up, right?
Oh, I should have played metal music. Wow, if I would have known that. And then suddenly in the corner, she would have been like headbanging. But then, like, is she okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay, so we want to find out all about your experience and who you are. But before we begin, I always post 1 or 2 quotes up here, and then we have the guests tell us if they agree or disagree with the quote and why. Okay? Mm-hmm. So for those of you that might not be able to read the board right here, the first quote, we have 2 of them today. The first one is, "The greatest wealth is health." Do you agree or disagree?
Do you have an answer first?
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. 100%.
Okay.
So a lot of my clients, I have clients who are homeless, and I have high-end clients.
Okay.
And it really doesn't matter how much you make. If your health isn't working,
Mm-hmm.
your life is just not awesome, right?
Yeah.
And so it really doesn't even matter what you can afford with healthcare. But if you're not healthy, how are you going to enjoy your life?
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. And
Yeah.
you can just think about this, like some of you out there might be saying, no, it's, finances take priority. And I know money can be such a, but think about when your kid gets sick then.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money you make, you're freaking out, they're in the hospital, they're running 104 fever. Or you, if you're down with the flu and you can't move, and that happened to me, God, I want to say 3 Christmases ago, I physically couldn't move. It doesn't matter if I have the best of the best life or medicine. It doesn't. I'm down. Yeah. There's a great quote, and I wish I would have wrote it down. So bear with me here.
Is it the second one?
It's yeah. Oh, it's right here. No. It is a man spends all of his life earning his wealth, and then spends all of his wealth earning back his health. Isn't that like so,
True.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to let it get to that point. All right, so the second quote that I have here is, just because you're not sick doesn't mean you're healthy. Do you agree or disagree?
I definitely agree with
Okay.
that as well.
Why?
Because, well, if you have, you know what BMI is, right? Body mass
Yes.
index, like what the doctors do, height and weight.
Okay.
Well, you can have a bodybuilder, for example, who has maybe a BMI of 40, which would be considered obese, but maybe 3% body fat.
Okay.
Okay, is that unhealthy?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Or you can have someone who maybe has gone through chemo
Uh-huh.
and has lost the dream weight, and I've had clients, hey, Sarah, I finally lost my weight. You're dying. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not how to do it.
Yeah.
Specifically some family members who have
Yeah.
said that to me. And so you're malnourished.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
though your BMI is 22, perfect, right?
Yes.
So, do you,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Or I've seen people that are super thin, tall, super thin. They smoke a pack of cigarettes a day.
Right.
They eat like crap. They drink beer 24 hours a day. And even though, yeah, they're skinny, maybe they have a great metabolism, but it doesn't matter.
No.
You're killing yourself in the inside.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, okay, all right, very good. So excellent. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. I got my handy dandy questions. We are going to funnel 5-hour energies today. Are you feeling this? Okay. All right. So before we begin, I want everyone to know a little bit about you. So tell us about what you do professionally, and then also, do you have a family? I know you said you have kids, do you have a husband, etc. Tell us a little bit about both sides of your life.
Okay, so professional first, I guess.
Okay.
I've been a registered dietitian for, this is my 21st year.
Mm-hmm.
Went to school up in Michigan, Central Michigan University. Came down here to Florida Hospital in Orlando to an internship.
And warm.
Oh my goodness, I never went back. So I'm down here. And then I went back to get my master's in public health at University of South Florida.
Okay.
After working about 5 years. The thing with dietitians is that we are very science-based, and we're trained in understanding how food works in the body, which I love, but I also love the culinary part of it. And so I've worked in pretty much every hospital in the Tampa Bay area, more in the Pinellas County side. But I've also overlapped into the personal chef world and minored in food service administration. All my jobs as a teen and college student were in food service, and so I've kind of combined the two now. And my mission right now is to prevent my clients from getting in the hospital. Most of them have like chronic conditions, right?
Okay.
And I prepare nutritious meals for them.
Excellent.
So that's one thing I
Super
do, right?
rewarding.
I can't even explain. I mean, it is so rewarding. It is so rewarding to actually, but we, in the nutrition world, we say it's not nutrition unless they eat it, right?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
True. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if someone, again, is going through chemo and then, someone says, hey, drink Boost or Ensure or drink this smoothie, and they're like, this tastes horrible, I'm not going to drink it. Well, then it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But if someone said, well, I told you to drink it, it doesn't matter unless they consume it, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so I love really getting into people's lives about what flavors do you really like to eat, what are you really going to eat, and stay healthy.
Nice.
So
Excellent.
Yeah.
And that actually helps a little bit with and I know we're going to talk about this later, but like with the lifestyle change. Like
Yeah.
we can't eat broccoli for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, we can't. So maybe finding ways to, so you find ways to figure out what people like and incorporate it into what they're eating each and every day,
Yeah.
so that they actually stick to this.
yeah, and
Okay.
a huge variety too.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. I
for
love
sure.
it. Okay, all right, so that's the professional side.
Yeah. Personally, yeah,
Yes.
I'm married to Kevin, 18 years,
Okay.
and he actually is the main reason that I'm, you know what SEO is, right?
Yes.
Search engine optimization.
Yes.
He is a techie person.
Okay.
We're complete opposites, and so he does everything for my website.
Nice.
So that's that balance. And we have 3 kids, 14, how old are they now? Let's see, 8th grade, 5th grade, and 2nd grade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I have a 2nd grader or a 1st grader. It's such a great age. I
It's
love
fun.
it. I love it.
He's funny.
He's great.
I can say funny.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, and now let me ask you this: Do they hate what you make every day? Is it broccoli and like chicken with nothing on it, or are you good?
It's all. I hate the word balance, but it really is
Okay.
about a little bit of everything. No, we don't have broccoli every night. Last night we did make like a homemade pizza. I got dough from like Trader Joe's, and then we'll
Nice.
add, our sauce. And I also had leftover green beans and rice, and what else do we have? Turkey pepperoni. I mean, just random. I need
Okay,
to go to the
good.
store today.
Yeah. We do too
But,
much
so that's kind of what the meal was.
Okay,
And so if someone didn't want the green beans, it's like, well, there are sliced tomatoes, avocado.
Okay.
So we really tried, with 5 people, obviously, we all have different tastes.
Yep.
So I tried to add a variety. My daughter does, confession, she does say, why do you have to be a dietitian?
Yeah.
Sometimes she will say that. So healthy. But
How old is the daughter?
she's the 5th grader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
She's, almost tween, we call it, right?
Yeah.
So it tells me what she thinks. But they really appreciate it. And like this morning they packed their lunches themselves. And again, we need to go to the store. She's like, there are no fruits and vegetables for me to, I'm not even making this up.
Oh,
no
she's
like,
brainwashed her kid. There's no
I
fruits and vegetables for my lunch, Mom.
I'm like, no, look, there's like peppers in here, apples, so we made it work. But they do that for themselves.
That's good.
And I think as parents and, working with pediatric weight management for so many years, we have to role model
Yes.
and not lecture.
Okay.
Eat your broccoli,
Yes,
Janie.
I agree.
Don't get up from the table until you do.
Yeah.
We
No,
know that
don't
doesn't
do that.
work. We know
No.
that doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
We actually, in the house, so one of the things that I've shared with Big Chat and Facebook before is I'm a big proponent of dinner. Even if I'm coming home at 9:30 at night, it's been a long week, which I did a speaking engagement this week, and we didn't get home till almost 10. We still sit at the table. Yeah, I know my kids shouldn't be up that late. Might only be a 10-minute meal, and we scarf it down.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I do at the table is if they try something new that's on the table that they don't, how kids are, I don't want to try it because I don't know what it is. I give them a point. Every point that they get throughout the week is $1, and they get to spend this money on family night, which is on Fridays tonight. So maybe there'll be something like sushi on the table, or I don't know what it could be. And kids aren't going to want to eat sushi, right? What 6-year-old? But they try it. Sometimes they love it, sometimes they hate it, but no matter what, they get a point for it. So I think that helps open their palate. So for those of you out there that might have picky kids as eaters, or stubborn eaters, that's a great way to get them. And you can tell them, you might not like it, you're right. But no matter what, just for trying it, you're going to get a point. And most of the time, foods.
And think about how many adults have their favorite foods and are very particular. I don't like to label. If you tell kids that they're picky, then they're like, yeah, my mom says I'm picky, so that's kind of a negative.
Yeah.
But again, just offering it and not really talking about it, and always try it, and sometimes not.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yes, excellent. So there is a question that just arose in my head that is not on the list, so I'm going to throw you on the spot. And you can throw me under the bus, and you can tell me I'm a bad mother. But my 6-year-old likes Lunchables, and I give him Lunchables at lunch. Is that okay?
My kids see the kids with Lunchables, and they beg every time. And
so your kids like my kids, but am I a bad mom?
No, I mean, again, if that's all they're eating 24/7, every how many days of school are there a year, then I would say it's a little excessive, right? Okay. However, if you threw in an apple or cucumbers or balance it out, and it's not every day, because think about it, most of them are like crackers and cheese. and high sodium lunch meat, right? So are there better options, right? The fear, Jamie, is that, no, here's the thing, because these are my clients in their 20s, and maybe they're dating someone who is very adventurous in eating, but the person only eats like chicken fingers, Lunchables, applesauce, ramen. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on the ramen.
My kids don't eat ramen noodles, but I used to. Yeah. And mac and cheese.
Just kind of expand the variety a little bit, so that that's not, all I had, that's their memory.
Yes. Lunchables.
That's all I had.
They're going to school, they're going to college, and they pack their Lunchable. Okay, we won't let that happen. Oh my God. Yeah, I can imagine like a first date. Wes, if you're watching our little Blakey's on a first date, and the girl's like, I want sushi and wine. He was like, I'll take a Lunchable and a beer. Oh, shoot. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, very good. So what is the difference, and this is actually a question that you had sent me that I wanted to know myself. What is the difference between a registered dietitian and a registered dietitian nutritionist? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the difference?
So RD, registered dietitian, historically has been 4-year degree, Bachelor of Science, right? And then we do up to a 1,200-hour internship where, like I said, it's mostly clinical, food service, and community. Okay. So we kind of get a big mix. fast forward to, I would say, 20, 30 years ago, now you can get like these programs where you can get certified in nutrition.
Yes.
Maybe it's a 6-week program.
Okay.
Maybe it's 3 months, okay?
Okay.
And so in Florida,
Okay.
and every state is different. I was actually the president of my association last year, and so I can speak anything about policy of nutrition in Florida.
Good.
But there are some people who say, oh, I'm a nutritionist, I should be able to do what a registered dietitian does. We work really hard for our degree, and then we have to take a national exam, and then you do continuing education, 75 hours every 5 years. And so it's to compare that to someone who says, I'm a nutritionist, I worked at a health food store, I took an online class. The biggest issue is that it's about protecting the public.
Okay.
Because we're trained in the medical part, and so like my friends with cancer or clients, if I'm giving them a very specific meal plan, that's on my license.
Yes.
And so if it's okay to tell people, hey, eat fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
I call that freedom of speech.
Yes.
Okay?
That's a good, I love that.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
We should
Yep.
encourage each other,
Yes.
right? But when you get to the specifics about, oh, you should be eating 80 grams of this. We were talking vitamins offline.
Yep.
You know, very, very dangerous if
Yes.
too much. And so just work with someone who is credible, who's gone through the education, and we keep up with the continuing education, which is very important. When I was in college, cholesterol was like not even really a topic. Look how far, now everyone's on a statin, right?
Absolutely.
And so that is, you know, it changes and evolves. And vitamins weren't even really discovered over, like in the 1800s, nobody knew what a vitamin was. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. We've grown so much.
I know, and it's going to keep evolving. And so I think what some people think about is, well, I eat, I know my body, so who are you to tell me? And it's not that. It's about quality of life, and especially if you have like a chronic condition and you want to feel your best. If you're going to be living, you want to feel good.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
And I want to enjoy food.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to just eat broccoli because...
No, you want
Exactly.
5 hours in donuts. She won.
So it's a balance, right? Of enjoying food, being healthy, not being on medication, and so you have to trust the registered dietitian to navigate that path.
I can contest to that, being a life coach. So there are programs out there, and there are nothing wrong with them. These like 12-week get certified as a life coach kind of programs, and that's fine. But I don't know how those life coaches do it, because my 12 years of school to get my PhD, it was all in counseling. When people come to me for life coaching, yes, it's goal focused. Yes, it's motivating. But there's always factors of depression or anxiety or like so many other clinical things.
The medication.
Yes. And I'm like, off 12 weeks of school, there's no way that I would feel, for me, comfortable giving that advice without knowing. And maybe over time with experience, these coaches grow and get amazing. Experience has taught me a lot too, but I can contest to that. And then keeping up with that education, I'm required to by law as well. And then I learn about the new things that are coming out, right? Because we're ever changing, like we just talked about. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, this is happening. And it helps me to better provide to my clients, so I can contest to that completely. All right, okay, so let's jump into some of these fun questions.
Let's get to the fun
yes,
stuff.
these are the fun stuff. And I'm watching the time at 10:08 on the dot, maybe 10:09 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the energy questions. We're just waiting on someone to join the show that reached out and asked this particular question, so we're all waiting for him to join. So it's all on you. If you're on right now, you know, you need to call us in and let us know you're here. All right, diets. Okay, diets are, I know that we talk about, and I said this, lifestyle changes. So we're all like, oh no diets, lifestyle changes. But are there any good diets? Like, or no? I don't know.
Okay, so the word diet just means the way that we eat, right?
Okay.
We all have a diet, and I always have to disclose that first because people think, well, what is the right diet?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, there are fad diets, okay, which are the trendy, popular diets.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they're not really encouraged by RDs or even MDs or nurses.
Is it because they're not proven, or?
Well, think about it. Where do people get their diet information? Like, what's popular in January?
Kim Kardashian.
Okay, thank you. Celebrities, number one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Celebrities kind of lead the pack with what those diet trends are.
Okay.
I remember when Oprah, not to pick on Oprah.
Yeah.
We can pick on a
She's
few.
going to be a guest here one day, so we're not going to pick on her.
But I remember when she lost all that weight
Yes.
with the drinks,
Yes.
Optifast or something,
Yes.
Slim Fast, and we were so excited for her, right? Because she was pulling the wagon of the fat that she lost, and right.
We should have done that on this show.
I lost 50 pounds or
Yep.
whatever, and then what happens? She gains it back, which is what everyone does if they're doing something where you're cutting out too many food items. Usually carbs are to go first, or sugar, or whatever. Fat was big in the 80s and early 90s, and now carbs are to blame. And so everything kind of ebbs and flows, and it's funny when someone will ask me about like the cabbage soup diet. I'm like, wow, is that coming back again? That was like, oh my goodness, really, I know. You eat bananas on Monday. I mean, just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah, you'll probably lose weight.
You will.
Yeah, but can you maintain that? And so when I ask people like paleo or any kind of low carb, Atkins, right? I say, well, and people are either on it or they're off it. That's why Weight Watchers has lifelong members, because they lose some and then they gain. And so no one tells you, well, yeah, I'm on the Atkins, and I'll say, okay, well, 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have to keep doing what you're doing to lose weight, maintain that diet and exercise plan to keep it off. Biggest Loser is another example. I'll just pick on that. So is it realistic to work out 8-9 hours a day and eat 1,100, 1,200 calories? Probably not, right? And then you always see them going home, right? And then they're all crying because it's life. You have family. You know, it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, you're going to be social, and you're not able to work out 9 hours a day.
Even without the holidays. I mean, today, could you go work out 8 hours after the show? No, most of us can't.
No, it's not healthy, it's not realistic. And so that's the whole point. Like the weight loss registry, the people who really do the studies on people who have lost 100 pounds and kept it off. What do they find works? 3 things. Eating breakfast.
Oh, can I write these down while you talk?
By the way, you really do well with breakfast.
Thank you. Did you hear that? Yep. She didn't know when she turned her back. I slugged the 5 hour and ate a donut, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we have fruit out there in the morning. But yeah, I'm a huge proponent of breakfast. You guys know that.
So, and breakfast really means, eating something, and I've gone to entire conferences on breakfast, if you can even believe that. Ridiculous. So, like the definition. Anyway, within like 2 hours of getting up. So if you work third shift, whatever. Okay.
So, and for those of you, just again, these are tips for people that have lost, they did research on people that lost 100 pounds or more and kept off the weight. What 3 things did they have in common? Number 1, they eat breakfast.
You have to exercise, for people who have lost a lot of weight, at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. Now for heart health, and February is Heart Health Month, right? American Heart Association says just to maintain weight and heart health is about 30 minutes a day. To lose weight and keep it off, you have to bump it up. Actually, I think it's 45 to 60 minutes. So, but again, the whole point is that you enjoy doing what you love to do. Then the third thing is you have to do number 1 and number 2.
Oh, I love it. She tricked us.
No, but really, you have to eat. You can't skip meals. Eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, plant-based.
And for those of you on number 2, we've talked about this before. Yes, we want you to work out 30 to 60 minutes, 4 times a week or whatever it is. But start small. Don't think of this as like, oh, I can't do 30 minutes. I can't even. I don't walk anymore. I don't do anything. That's okay. Just okay. If you start with 5 minutes today on an app on your phone and do these arm curls for 5 minutes and you're done, that's okay. And then next week, if we can walk for 10 minutes, that's okay. For those of you that, maybe you're really overweight, you don't walk at all. I have a client that I'm working with right now, and we because of back pain that she has, we're like, okay, let's just walk 1 house down and 1 house back. And that's what you do this week. Start somewhere, build your confidence. It's about baby steps, but ideally making sure you eat breakfast and then exercising that 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, excellent, very good. All right, so so any diets that you absolutely would tell people out there right now that you do not recommend, or do you just really don't recommend any? It's kind of more of that lifestyle.
Well, for the under 18 crowd, definitely do not recommend any diets. Because you can teeter towards an eating disorder, especially in high school and college. So again, if for parents, and again, I've done pediatric weight management for like 15 years now, and I've seen a lot of stuff. What I know works is, again, not like if a mom is on Weight Watchers, for example, and she talks about it, or she has like her special food and then feeds
Mhm.
different foods to the kids, right? Not a great idea. You know, just do it together, but just be healthy and normal.
Okay.
And also body image stuff too. If someone's like, every time I look in the mirror, I wish I would lose 5 pounds. If an adult says that in front of a child, that's negative.
Okay.
Now, for adults trying to lose weight, I say first meet with a registered dietitian so we can help you out, because it really is all about lifestyle. And you know, everyone has their unique lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their work pattern, who they live with, and that's what my strength is. You know, I can do a meal plan, 1,800, 2,000, whatever. Yep. But also, these are like 10 things that you might want to start thinking about, and maybe just focus on one at a time.
Good.
I really recommend most people start with the vegetables.
Okay.
Because as Americans, the dietary guidelines for Americans, we are not eating enough.
Okay.
And
so you're saying you recommend adding more to the plate daily?
Replacing other things with vegetables, right? Because you can gain weight eating carrots if you eat too many of them. I see.
Or you dip them in butter, like I love my broccoli in butter. So I don't know if it's really, I like the broccoli or the butter.
Right, exactly. It's a good vehicle for getting your vegetables in. But it's about replacing, because there are studies too that show that yes, you can gain weight eating healthy if you're, you know, tagging that on top of, you know, Twinkies and Doritos and everything else.
Excellent.
Replacing.
Okay, replacing. I have to remember that tonight. Yeah. Replacing. Okay, so in about 8 minutes, we're going to go ahead and talk about energy drinks. But right now, I want to ask you, what the hell is gluten? What the hell is it? Everyone's allergic to it. I think I'm the only one that's like,
You're not allergic.
I'm not allergic to gluten.
I'm not allergic.
You're not a gluten? Okay. Are you allergic to gluten? No?
Not that I'm aware
okay.
of.
Not that I'm aware of. She said, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, okay. So what is gluten, and why is 90% of the population allergic to it?
Right, are they? So it's basically the protein in wheat.
Okay.
That's all it is. Okay. An allergy is any kind of food allergy is the allergy to the protein. Okay. Okay, so milk, for example, it's not the lactose that people are allergic to. It would be the casein in the whey, right? The protein part.
Okay.
So that's all it is. It's the protein part of wheat. Where it got into trouble is kind of a piggybacking with the low carb part. Because, wow, we know that I feel better if I give up bread. Okay, well, if you were eating a basket of rolls at the restaurant before the meal, you're probably going to feel like a little lighter if you don't do that. Right?
I feel happy when I eat a basket of rolls.
So it all goes back to portions and moderation, and so especially with women, because we do like sweets, you know, we like our carbs, and especially with the pregnant women. I mean, I work with some who are trying to get pregnant before and were trying to lose weight and maybe doing low carb, and then they are pregnant and they're like, why am I liking carbs? Because your body needs them.
You have a human growing that likes them.
You kind of need the B vitamins and, you know, all the nutrients in those. And so it's almost like Americans have guilt about eating carbs. I have a friend that I always think about who had her second baby, and I think the baby had the pediatrician was saying, cut out dairy and wheat while you're breastfeeding because the baby gets upset. Okay. So she does, and she's like, she started losing weight. She's like, I can't believe it. I'm losing weight. Do you know, Sarah, that there is no gluten in fruits and vegetables? I'm like, hold the phone. Really? That's amazing. So what you're saying is that you can eat fruits. You know, it's like, wow.
I love that. Hold the phone. I'm using that. I love that.
Wow. So maybe keep eating fruits and vegetables instead of the crackers, right, that you were snacking on. And so in her mind, she was thinking, wow, crackers were just definitely, it was the portions. You can, and people do have like trigger foods. Here's my air quotes. We all have our favorite foods, like York peppermint patties. I do love those. If they
those
were
are
here,
so good.
they're so good. And
they're not here because I ate them.
I know, right? I mean, we all have our foods where we don't know how to stop. And for many people, they do have wheat in them. So crackers, cereal, cookies, muffins. So if you stop eating those foods and you start losing weight, it's not that the gluten was causing weight gain, it was the calories that were causing weight gain. Now, some people truly have an allergy, and it's called celiac disease, And so your symptoms would be, here we go with TMI, you know, like bloody diarrhea, unintended weight loss, bloating, not very comfortable. And now if you just even go online, and this is where you have to stick with credible sites.
Okay.
I cut out gluten and fill in the blank went away.
Okay.
My headaches. My dog came back home.
Yes.
My marriage worked out. Just like crazy stuff.
My kids graduated.
My kids graduated all because I gave up gluten. And so I'm being really sarcastic.
Yes.
But I think you have to look at a bigger picture.
Okay.
And if you really, and here's where it gets scary, is if you cut out gluten and maybe for a year, and you're never really going to know if you have a true allergy unless you get tested.
Okay.
But you have to have the gluten in your body
Yes.
to know if you are allergic or not to
Okay.
it. So that's dangerous a little
Yes.
bit, right?
Yes.
So don't do it on your own
Okay.
unless you are working with, actually dietitians need to be a little bit more specially trained on it.
Okay.
And especially, and of course, allergists, and so everyone's on the same
Okay.
page, especially if there's something like bloody diarrhea, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that can lead to malnutrition, especially with kids. So that's kind of the graphic answer.
Yep, it was a good answer. And I actually want to take a minute to touch on the trigger foods. Don't put trigger foods in your home if you don't have to, and if you do, I'm sure we'll hit on the word moderation. Again at some point. Okay, listen, I eat healthy for the most part. I'm joking about the donuts and stuff like that, but I can tell you if I put 3 bags of potato chips on here because they were buy one get one free or 3 for $5, and then the buy one get one free Entenmann's cakes, and I buy a bunch of Pillsbury box stuff with frostings because the frosting was buy one get one free, and I will eat it. I am putting it in my home. By Friday, we're out of food. We're talking about needing to go grocery shopping. There's nothing there but chips and cookies, and I'm starving at this point. I'm going to eat it. So I don't put it, even if it's on sale, I don't put it in the house. Do I have no sweets in the house? Absolutely not. But I will not buy, and husband, if you're watching, his trigger food is Bluebell ice cream, butter pecan. So I don't care if it is buy one, get 6 free.
Yeah.
We are not putting it in the house. So we might have like a bag of caramels and stuff, and I can pick on those, or Tootsie Rolls or whatever, but I won't buy family size things of potato chips and stuff like that. And we eat chips. We'll get chips and dip here and there, the Sun chips or something, but and also I do have to remember I am setting an example for the kids. I don't ever want to see my boys grab a family size bag of Lay's potato chips and sit in front of their iPads and eat the whole bag. I would not like that myself. So really avoiding those trigger foods, even if they're on sale, keep them out of the house.
And you save money.
You save
money. So many people say, well, it was BOGO, it was buy one, get one. I'm like, well, no one told you had to buy it.
Yeah.
But I had a coupon too. It's like, okay, you don't need to do it.
It doesn't, you don't have to do it. You don't have to eat everything on your plate. And for those of you that, on Big Chat, that were with me on the first or second show, we talked about serotonin. 90% of serotonin is made in your gut right here. Serotonin is the chemical that makes you happy. If you are eating processed foods, fast foods, antibiotics, you're taking those out of moderation, the serotonin struggles to get out of your gut and distribute through your body, and that's why you feel that's why you feel a dip in your mood. So while the BOGO maybe saved you money, it also made your mood worse throughout the day, and you weren't as productive at work or productive at home, and that hurts your money and that hurts your time. So you have to take those factors, the external factors, into control too when thinking about where your money's really going. Yeah. So, okay, all right, so it is 10:08. Just in case that he joins at 10:09, I am going to ask you one more question. So we talked about gluten. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, hold on, it was gluten and, hold on, where is it? Oh, I wanted you to debunk a myth for me on Tupperware. So I heard that, I don't even know if this is a nutrition question, but I don't know who else to ask. Okay, so if I warm up food in a Tupperware in the microwave, I heard like all these chemicals get into the food. Don't warm your food in Tupperware. You need to warm it in glass. Maybe all of you know that, but I don't know that. Is this true or false?
So I'm actually certified in food safety.
Okay. Of course.
Yeah,
See, I told you.
I do love food safety, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm not a chemist. And, I don't know all the things in plastic. That's my husband's deal, and we use both. What you want to think about is if there are any cuts in the Tupperware, anything that food can get steeped in, and then just, how it can.
Yes.
If you have like spaghetti sauce, and it gets like all orange
and it does.
Nasty,
yes.
You see the cuts, I would pitch that.
Okay.
I would pitch that. Other than that, So what you want to use something maybe once a year, every 2 years, and then replace it.
Okay.
Okay, because yeah, it can wear down over time.
Okay, that's a good rule. So Tupperware, maybe change it out every year or something like that. Okay,
yeah. But glass is great, or ceramic, or Pyrex.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
I use that. I like that just because sometimes the plastic can get too hot too, and then the Pyrex just seems to be a little bit.
What about metal? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Do not try this at home. Do not put metal in your microwave. All right. So I hope that the gentleman that texted in a question is with us right now, because we are going to go ahead and talk about energy drinks. So I want to read you the question verbatim right here. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. So, all right. I'm super curious about your energy drink question for this morning. I can't tune in until whatever time. Okay, I always hear Red Bull is bad. What exactly are the negative impacts? I have a 12-ounce Red Bull in the morning and a 12-ounce Red Bull in the evening. Am I killing myself? Would love to get an answer. I love Red Bull. And I have to say, I want to know because I like these 5-hour energies. I sip on them throughout the day. Are me and the caller, are we killing ourselves? Tell us.
Well, I would need to know a little bit more about him.
Okay.
And this is just general information because it is a kind of a serious question.
Okay.
Does he have high blood pressure? We know that caffeine can raise that. Are you eating anything else besides Red Bull during the night? Is that all you're having is 2 Red Bulls?
And some people do. Some people do.
Are you smoking a pack of cigarettes and having 2 Red Bulls and that's your diet? I would say, yeah, you need to clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
So I know that ER visits have gone up since energy drinks have hit the market, and it all goes back to amounts.
Okay.
I personally have tried a Red Bull one time at like a conference. My sister and I actually shared one. And
did it give you wings?
It did give me wings. I didn't realize how much caffeine. You know, you're like, okay, wow. So everyone's different. I don't know if he's like 6'5" and 300 pounds, or if he's 5'2" and 120, your body's going to metabolize caffeine differently. Okay. So it's kind of depends on the person and how much. And you were showing me what you drink.
Yes. I do drink these.
Like 25 milligrams caffeine, I think, which is like.
Yeah, this is a low one. Yeah, 35 milligrams, like a cup of green tea. So this is okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then this one had like.
This one had so this one has caffeine, 230 milligrams, and that's the serving size is 1.93 fluid ounces. So I don't know if you double that, so maybe 320 or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that.
No. I told her, I was telling her, so I sip on these throughout the day.
Yeah.
One for me takes me 2 days. I just take little sips here and there. Yeah. Is that okay-ish?
Again, if you tolerate it and you don't have any side effects, like diarrhea can be a side effect. Anxiety, which we know is highly medicated these days, is at your caffeine intake, right? And so I know my threshold. It's really only about like 10 to 12 ounces regular coffee. Even like Starbucks or espressos, of course, those are going to have more. So you have to know your balance. If you start getting like jittery and anxiety, that's negative, right? That's a negative. If you get diarrhea, that most of the time that's negative to people. So those are all side effects. So working with pregnant women, this topic comes up quite a bit. And right? Yeah. I mean, there's a very black and white thinking with caffeine with pregnancy. I don't know about you, but I drank a little bit of coffee when I was pregnant, maybe like 1 regular cup and then a decaf. To me, it was like a vehicle for getting milk in. Like I do a latte because I didn't want to drink milk straight. And I still do that. I never drank coffee before pregnancy. Isn't that crazy? But 300 milligrams is kind of the average pregnancy and for regular. Okay. Now some want to totally abstain, and that's fine. But again, it's okay to have a gray area where you do have a little bit. And energy drinks, I would never recommend to children and pregnant women. No way, because again, it's more concentrated, and a lot of them have other ingredients, like maybe herbs or just something that is never going to be tested on pregnant women or children. I mean, think about it. Let's I'm pregnant. I think I'll sign up and let's see how. Too much. That was too much. Yeah.
We have a problem. The baby is kicking.
3 arms on that kid. So that's why, especially with pregnancy and children, err on the side of regular foods most of the time. Okay. Even if a kid takes a sip of grandpa's coffee, I'm saying that because that's
Yes.
what really happens in our
Yes.
life,
Yep.
you know, better than taking the 5-hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
or any monsters or whatever. And also there are I was saying that some of the drinks can have alcohol in them, and the packaging can look very similar.
Yeah, and they sit next to each other on the counter too.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and if you have those in your home, again, not healthy.
Okay.
We don't want to raise our kids to be drinking these things, right?
So I would say, so to the gentleman that talked about the Red Bulls, here's what I'm saying. I would say, if you are smoking a pack of cigarettes with it, you're not eating during the day, you know, you're just doing things to hurt your body, not a good idea. If you're having 2 Red Bulls a day, but you ate your breakfast, you're working
Fruits
out,
and vegetables, healthy weight, you know, no medications.
Yes. Then enjoy and have a good time. So I hope that helped debunk that myth for you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. Organic is a big question. So I need to know: are there foods that are must buy organic, and then everything else we're okay with? Or I mean, bananas, they're like $79.99 a pound for 4 bananas. If you buy organic, they look the same, and I'm peeling it off, so it's like the food's inside. So what is the deal with organic?
So the deal with organic is that it's not really nutrition issue, it's more of an environmental or reducing pesticides or whatever.
Okay.
I encourage people to buy whatever they can afford for fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
And I'm kind of more of a try to get something grown closer to the home, because the nutrients like vitamin C, the B vitamins, potassium, they can decline with time.
Oh, interesting.
And so and sometimes California is our local.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? And sometimes Mexico. Think about how close Mexico is.
Yep.
So nothing against any of foods that are grown pretty close, just because of the nutrition will be higher.
Okay.
And usually the cost is lower.
Okay.
So if you don't live in Florida, I do know that the strawberries do get shipped. Like, this is our time for strawberries,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
This is our time. And so now we're getting 3 for $5 for like 2 pints. If you go to Plant City, you can get like half a flat for $3. So good. So.
And they're good.
They're so good.
And they're good.
And
some
again,
of them are like this big.
Exactly. And they're not organic.
They're
not
okay.
organic, but they taste amazing because they're local and the nutrition is really high.
Okay.
So am I going to buy the California organic ones right now when I can get Florida for, you know, better price and they taste better?
Yeah.
Sorry, California.
Yeah.
Dietitian friends.
I hope you're not watching. She loves you. She's just saying it's the season. We're in Florida.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
And so that I think is more important than buying. Like, I did a segment a couple years ago on, you know, CBS or ABC about this very thing, and I went to Whole Foods and got a pepper from New Zealand for like $4.99.
Okay.
Organic.
Okay.
Organic.
Okay.
Or the California pepper, conventional, you know, for $1.99. I'm like, okay, why would you buy the organic one from New Zealand? What an expensive plane ride that one took.
Yeah. First class for that pepper.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Versus, you know, the California for $1.99 conventional. Again, that was the local. I'm going to get the local one, okay? And people have like a guilt, or they'll say, I buy everything organic for my kids, including crackers and cereal.
Yes.
I'm like, why?
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
So again, it's about exposure to a lot of things that are in our environment, and if you just rely on, well, I read, you know, people say, I read that I shouldn't be eating fill in the blank, celery or radishes or whatever because of this amount. Listen, you could have E. coli on an organic fruit.
Yes.
Wash the sucker.
Yes.
Wash everything.
Yes.
If you see like a little wax on something, just wash it. That is more important, and the fact that we want to eat fruits and vegetables at least 5. So with kids, I'll say like tennis ball size fruits and vegetables a day or more. American Cancer.
Oh, that's good. A tennis ball size a day of fruits and vegetables for kids. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay. And more obviously for adults. And so if you're like, well, I can't afford organic, so I might as well not buy anything. The other thing too is I recommend people buy frozen vegetables.
Okay.
So for me, I'll buy frozen broccoli and cauliflower more than fresh.
Okay.
Again, because say it's grown. Where's broccoli grown? We'll say North Carolina.
That sounds good. Makes me believe her.
It's not.
Yeah. We'll just go with it. Nobody really knows where it's grown, so we believe
That's
you.
embarrassing. So broccoli, say it came from Mexico or whatever. Okay, and they has to be shipped.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why the quality is sometimes not good. Sometimes it is. And then it sits at the store for 5 days, and then you buy it, and then it sits in your refrigerator for another 5 to 6. That vitamin C has just totally tanked, right? And so, but the frozen, and I've gone on a few tours where the farmers and the processing facilities are usually within 5 miles.
Okay.
And so they pick it, goes right to processing.
Oh, nice.
They blanch it real quick, which means that that's why it doesn't look like fresh. It lasts longer. It's preserved better if it's blanched, high heat, and then frozen. That nutrition is so high, and it's ready when you are, right? So I'll just take a scoop, like tonight, because I have no food in my house, but I always have frozen vegetables.
Good. Okay.
I have frozen.
I'm switching over, just so you know. While she's talking, I'm thinking I'm doing the frozen.
Yeah, and it's always there. And even if we've been out of town, come home, kids will say, "Oh, we should get a pizza." I'm like, because I have the frozen vegetables and
it's broccoli and spinach tonight from North Carolina.
I'll have brown rice. I'm like, I can make a meal in like 20 minutes.
Yep.
So we are having Brussels sprouts from the freezer, Kevin. So just so you know.
Kevin.
And I think I have some frozen fish.
Okay.
That individually. And then I have pasta or rice. That's what we're having.
Okay.
And I love that it's always there when we're ready for it, and we don't have this guilt. When people tell me how much produce they throw away.
That's what I was thinking. I throw away so much
the
produce.
bagged salad, and so for that I say, and I go into people's homes and we talk. I love going to people's homes and like maybe I'll look in yours.
Yes. Go, hi, get the stuff out, bring it out. We got Tracy in the back. I'm telling her to empty out my fridge right now.
No one likes to throw money away,
right?
And that's exactly what we do. So I say, depending on the refrigerator, mine's like 2 doors up here and freezer in the bottom. And so like the bins, I'll put like dried fruit in there, and then if I want something ready to eat, I'll put it like right next to the milk, right in the front. Okay. So the kids see that right away. Yes. It's not, you keep your condiments, anything else, out of, not front and center. Yep. So if like peaches, right? My husband bought peaches. I'm like, put them right here because they're not going to last forever. Yes. And then
you'll just grab them.
We grab it, and then you'll forget about it if it's in an opaque drawer. Yes. So keep it up higher. So
I do. I come home and I put the new food in because I shop on Saturdays, and then I'm like putting the new food in the drawer, and I'm like, oh, that's where the broccoli or the cucumber was, and now it's like rotten and looks so disgusting.
So sad. Yeah.
Well, there's $1.29 out the door right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, excellent. Great tips. All right, let's do 2 more quick questions. Okay. I got like 5 more questions. I don't know. All right. Okay. How much water should we drink each day? Just a quick number if you can kind of gauge, because I do want to ask you 4 more quick questions.
So your pee is light yellow or clear.
So your pee is light yellow or clear.
And I say, and seriously, this is what I say in the medical world, because if you say 64 ounces, okay, I am not the same size as a man who is 6 feet tall, so he needs to drink more. And of course, being in Florida or any hot environment, some days we're going to be drinking more than others. Okay. Okay? Yes.
And if you're not peeing, you need to drink water so that you're dehydrated. All right, very good. Drinking alcohol. She said she loves wine. You see why I brought her on? I love her. Okay, so can we, like I've heard you want to drink lighter alcohols, or is there any tips you can give us at all on alcohol?
Don't drink vodka straight from the bottle first thing in the morning.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, show's over.
So it's a balance between weight control, right? If it's very high in calorie, right? And so and of course when I do an assessment on somebody, I always ask this question because, and some people first they lie about how much they drink. Everyone does.
That's so funny.
But you have to, like, my main rule, and I suggest to other people, is don't have a lot of sweets. It's because it is so high calorie. Don't have the margarita and the cheesecake the same meal. Yes. It's like 2,000 calories.
Yep.
Just that, and then the bread basket. So if you really like sweet drinks like margaritas or I don't know what else is sweet. I don't like sweet drinks.
Maybe martinis or something.
Yeah. Those can be very high calorie, and so if you stick with one, and then again having it with other foods that are lower calorie like vegetables and lean proteins, and not having the cheesecake, then you can have it a few times a week. If you're trying to lose weight, cutting out alcohol will really help.
Okay.
So it is, it can be something, but if you really like it, yeah, you can have a glass of wine with dinner if you're cutting back somewhere else.
Okay, good.
No Cheez-Its right before dinner
Yes.
or dessert. So
I love it.
does that make sense?
It does make sense. So you should eat when you drink, right? Because you don't want to drink, especially for you that have like 4 or 5 drinks,
Right.
or lie about your drinking, and it's more like 6 or 7, and you're on an empty stomach. You do need to eat, but it's not about drinking and then binging on the chocolates and the cheesecake.
That's a good point, because if you drink on an empty stomach, and so it's Friday, Super Bowl is this weekend, it's a heavy drinking week. We have Gasparilla. I mean,
We don't drink though, remember?
Right.
No, just wondering.
But if you drink on an empty stomach and then you loosen up, you're like, oh, I'll just have another, and then I get the chips and the dip. So that's if you are that person where you start to just relax. Oh, I'll just go back to my diet tomorrow.
Yep.
And you do that every night.
Yes.
You're gonna have a hard time losing weight and being healthy.
Okay.
So do eat healthy, and also drink with a meal instead of just by itself.
Okay, all right, very good. So we have 5 minutes left. I want to get 2 questions in here. One's going to be for women and one's going to be for men. Anything, and I specifically had said for pregnant women, but I guess it could be women in general or pregnant women.
Mm-hmm.
What is one thing that you highly recommend for us? Almost kind of like if you could give us one nutrition tip as women, what would it be?
Eat a huge variety, and taking a multivitamin with iron. If you are at risk, here's how I word it. If you're at risk of becoming pregnant, premenopausal, we need that iron and we need the folic acid. And so most women don't realize they're pregnant when that brain and spine form together, which is what folic acid does. And so really, ages 10, whenever, period starts up to menopause. I'm in my mid-40s, I still take a prenatal. I am not planning on having any more kids, but as long as we have our monthly, we're okay to take that supplement. Men are different. Okay.
So what's the tip that you would give for men?
Men don't need to eat so much meat.
Okay.
Okay, and this whole...
the men just hung up all the phone!
I know. It has to be a balance. Eat your vegetables. It's sexy to eat vegetables. It doesn't have to be so macho. I know that ribs and chicken wings.
Yes.
But it's okay to eat vegetables. Eat the same foods that if your wife or significant other is expecting. Don't gain weight just because she is. Try to be healthy, because heart disease is still the #1 cause of death in men and women, and we need to eat our best so that our hearts stay healthy. So that would probably be, if men can think about that. You want to be around for your family. Eat your best. Limit the fried stuff. And then eat your vegetables, and role model that to your kids. That will be awesome.
I love it. So now for the meat eater guys out there, can they just
I didn't say a boy.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify, because I know my husband's watching. He'll be like, "Why did you have her on? She told me that we can't eat these wings and these ribs and these." Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So how can we find out more about you? Where can we follow you, research you, look for you? Tell them what we can do.
So it's pretty simple. It's my name, SarahKrieger.com.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna write it here. Take that. Pretty big for them to see it.
All right. SarahKrieger.com. I am on Instagram. Actually, I'll just kind of put it as SarahRD.
Okay.
.tv, and then you can link it back to SarahKrieger.com. On Instagram, I share a lot of. I know people like. It's all about taking pictures of food. Well, it's kind of what I do. So, I do take pictures of food, what I cook for clients, what I feed my own family, what I do for entertaining. Very credible information. I'm a past spokesperson of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics for 9 years. I represented 76,000 dietitians, and so everything is evidence-based, current, not quacky. But again, if there's any situation where you want to meet one-on-one, then you can rely on the RD.
Excellent.
Right.
SarahRD.tv is where you can find out more information about her. And if you want to go ahead and follow me, you can go to Dr. Jaime Superwoman Workshops and Coaching. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out. Real quick rundown for you people that joined a little bit later. Next week, we're having CJ Burnett and Tom Sika on. They are financial advisors, and they're going to talk all things money, including the basics. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, how the heck can you save? They're going to chat with us about that. Dwayne Spires is coming on the 17th. He is a success guru. He's going to give us so many tips on making money and overcoming barriers, and just such an awesome guy. Look him up. On the 24th, we're not going to be here. We're hosting the Superwoman workshops. I would love to see you. You can come to Tampa in person, or you can do a webinar. So email me at dr@drjaimek.com or go to my Facebook. You'll find out all the information about the event. It's one time a year. I hope that you join us. There are a limited number of seats. On the 3rd, I'm not going to see you. I made a commitment last year to a speaking engagement, but never fear, because on the 10th, we are returning. And we are having a matchmaker, a certified matchmaker on the show, where she actually can match you to other singles. It is amazing. I can't wait to give you all the details on it. And on the 17th, we're having an ordained minister who is also a medium. So we might be talking with people that we, from the past, that we miss and are up in the sky right now. So we are going to hear from her all about what she does. So exciting. I love you guys. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Big chat and Facebook. Have a great weekend. Adios.